across the planet, they trust in us. From the rising cities of Asia, Australia to the Americas, every day, the best mixers on it.
Everybody, welcome to night 2 of the Gear It First giveaway. I have still not come up with a really catchy name for this. And ironically enough, today's video/seminar is going to be talking about branding your business. I'm here with the super cool, awesome Greg from YourDJDrops, Your DJ Sites, and Your DJ Logos. Greg, how are you doing today?
Trying to stay cool.
Yeah, that's we were just talking about that, guys. In case you don't know, Greg is from Vegas, where it is hot. They just shut down the airport yesterday because it's that hot.
Yeah, 115 today.
So, Greg, tell us a little bit about, tell us first about your DJ business and then what you do for us disc jockeys.
Okay, my DJ business here locally is called Elegant Entertainment, and like a lot of DJ companies out there now, we do other things other than DJing. My DJing background goes back 25 years. I got my first start with American Top 40 with Casey Kasem back in Hollywood in roughly 1990, but I didn't start spinning until 91. Then right now I'm up to DJs, photo booths, uplighting, decor lighting, LED wall, pipe and drape, marquee letters, and videography, things like that. So we offer quite a few services. And then for DJs, back in 94, I came out with a CD called The Show Enhancer, which was introductions for DJs to play either on the radio or while they're at live events, anywhere, any kind of show that they can think of, or even their mixtapes. So I'd have generic drops or intros and even show closers and stuff like that. That started in 94. And then I probably concluded that around 99, 15 volumes later, and was doing radio commercials and then segued into DJ drops, doing custom DJ drops. Because after the Show Enhancer, a lot of DJs would contact me and say, well, I like the generic drops, but I'd like to have my DJ name put in there instead, more personalize it. And now with the personalized world we live in, there's a lot of drop sites out there now, especially if you just want a Spanish or urban sounding voice or just a sensual female sounding voice, all available through the website to customize any scripts that you have, or we have pre-written scripts as well. And then we also do, we've branched out and done DJ skins before. I temporarily have that site down because of how much I'm trying to concentrate on my entertainment company here in Vegas, and shipping out the skins was really a lot of work. But we've done the DJ skins. We have YourDJLogo.com, and so we design logos, press kits, things for DJs to advertise themselves, help market themselves with. We can help and assist with the typing up of your profile, your bio, and help with nice, cool buzzwords or just overall script writing in general for those that have never really written their own scripts or don't like to really talk about themselves or don't know where to start in talking about their history. Or even if they're a new DJ and they're trying to break into the market, they don't really have a deep history. You know, what do they say about themselves? We can help assist in that. And then also try and put together nice photos. So just, again, one thing I've found over the years is a lot of DJs don't necessarily have HD or high HD videos of themselves or high quality photos taken of themselves at work. So we have some stuff that we've taken with my videography company. Like I've made photo booth commercials, generic enough to where I can insert your company name in there, and it won't really show the booth, but it will show people having fun taking photos and trying on props and signing a guest book and things like that, where I can really put your name on there and market your photo booth aspect of your business, and nobody would know that was never your footage. But I could do the same with photos of like maybe a DJ without seeing the person itself, but their hands are on the equipment or just equipment in general. So there's ways around. If you're just a beginner and you don't have any good photos or you don't know what to talk about, you can still get a press kit to get out there and get your name known and have a nice presentation to submit to somebody, and it's in a position to hire you. So those are some of the things that we do and have been doing for a while.
Awesome. Well, I figure we would kind of talk about maybe some tips. Obviously, you are the branding guy. You are the guy that a lot of the DJs go to help with the branding. For those of you guys that aren't aware, and we were talking about his market because he is in the Vegas market, and it actually surprised me because I never thought about it. But Greg, you were saying that pretty much in Vegas, you really can't do word of mouth because Vegas is nothing but destination weddings to this point, right?
At least half my weddings are either out of the state or out of the country, and I never see the bride or groom or even some of the corporate parties until the day of the event. So we correspond through emails or sometimes a phone call if they're able to do so from out of the country. And yeah, it's hard to market to people like that because where are you going to market? Where are you going to find them? So you tend to have to concentrate more locally on the venues and the wedding coordinators and the booking agencies. So my marketing materials are really driven towards them rather than the end consumer.
Well, and I really think a lot of guys are going to be excited about what you have to share because all the marketing stuff, the DJs, that we always see, especially at seminars, are always end users. And nobody ever really talks about how to market to the people that can give us a lot more referrals. So, and in between your tips and stuff, there's a few questions that I want to throw in that, some people have submitted before, which I thought would be perfect for this. But I guess we'll start with the first one. What would you say is one of your top 3 or 4 tips to help DJs with their marketing and branding in general?
I would say probably, well, I think it all starts with first impressions, because if you're never going to be seen by these people in the beginning, maybe your company name or your DJ name will be one of the first things that they see or hear, especially if it's through a referral, along with your DJ logo or your company logo and your website. So all of these things have maybe nothing to do with you personally, but it's a tool to get your company or yourself out there. And it's very much all those aspects are first impressions, even your business card. Because your business card can get handed out by somebody that is not you. You put your drop over there. That's how they maybe find out who did that mix, because your name is like a audio watermark. It's an audio logo.
I'm kind of glad you touched about the audio drops because, wedding DJs still feel that the wedding crowd doesn't want the traditional, like the actual DJ. And at least in my experience, I've seen that to be otherwise. You're in Vegas, so you see all sorts of crowds. But before we talk about the audio mixing and the watermarking part of it, do you see more brides that want the old school wedding DJ bow tie and, 3-piece tux and not even using the word DJ? Or do you see more and more brides that are wanting DJs that not only actually mix, but actually act like a DJ in that sense, that actually use some sort of DJ name? What have you seen as far as branding amongst DJs and brides for that?
I would say, especially East Coast couples, when they come out here, and I think it's probably the factor of New York is definitely a leader in this, and maybe New Jersey as well, pretty much the East Coast. DJs are more popular than a lot of bands and things like that, and they are known for being personalities, and I want DJ Numbnuts to DJ my wedding because he's the best. Out here, I do get some people obviously from the East Coast. I get people from all over the world, but yeah, I as far as the wearing of the bow tie and the maybe you're dressed up like looking like a waiter. I don't know how many times I used to get asked for, can I have another glass of water? By the people in the audience, and I'd say, sure, I'll let the DJ know. I mean, I'll let your server know, but I'm the DJ. But so I stopped wearing all that stuff myself. And kind of like how you dress and things like that. You try to be more cutting edge and be a little more ahead of the curve. Because one thing about Vegas is you see fashions from all over the world here. It's the best people watching in the world. It's fantastic because you have people that were just landed from Italy or Portugal or Brazil, all over the world, Germany, everything like that. So you see all types of different fashions and different cultures and different trends. I definitely think we need to be on the cutting edge in this town. And most of them are out here. I still occasionally run into some that are still dressing the old fashioned way and looking like bussers at tables.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't operate that way, but I agree with you. Yes, DJs should be more on the cutting edge. And I think that's what brides are looking for, because the culture now has changed to where DJs are everywhere on the radio. Some DJs, the mixers, are listened to more than the personality that's has a 4-hour shift on the radio.
Absolutely.
So,
And well, that kind of goes to the next part. I mean, Mixcloud, everybody's using SoundCloud, but Mixcloud has really marketed itself to, the point that I've seen even local wedding groups where the brides are looking for DJs' Mixcloud accounts. And, a lot of DJs may not realize that the brides are going up to them and saying, "Oh, do you have a Mixcloud account?" Because they shouldn't have to ask. I mean, we're DJs. We should have some sort of account. But DJs like to steal from each other. Greg, I'm sure you've seen DJs try to jock your materials all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, how important would you say? I mean, I guess it's something DJs never thought about, that it's more about just using an audio drop to watermark or tell people know who you are, but not only watermark your mix, but even put that branding in the middle of the video. If somebody's listening, watching the video or the live stream from Facebook, they're like, "Man, I really like this DJ," and then they hear the name. How have you seen people use drops? What would you say is the most effective use of a drop?
Well, two things. Branding yourself for when people do listen to these accounts on SoundCloud, they're not necessarily paying attention to the text that's on that SoundCloud account. So they're not necessarily looking at your name or the name that's on there. They're listening to what's coming out of their phone speakers or their house speakers or whatever. So if you can market your name over that mix, then it becomes known to them who did that mix. You're all of a sudden in that person's head. They know who you are. Then also, secondly, protection. You're protecting your mix from others lifting it and saying that it was theirs, which we all know with our photos on our websites and things like that, it can all be lifted and anybody can fake it until they make it. And there's a lot of people out there trying to do that.
Yep.
And I think if you've got the talent, why not protect it?
No, absolutely. All right, so going on to the next part, what would you say is your second big branding tip for DJs?
Your marketing materials. I think how you present yourself on a daily basis when you go out in public. If somebody were to see you at a mixer, or you're not DJing, you're somewhere out there promoting yourself, maybe at a bridal show or wherever you may meet other people in your industry, or even possibly just somebody that could be a potential client. Your marketing materials, from your business card, your logo, your business card, to even your DJ name. If you want to go by just your DJ name and not a company name, make it unique sounding. Don't use DJ exclusive or DJ unique, because no offense to anybody with those DJ names, but they're neither unique nor exclusive. I probably have 50 DJ exclusives and 100 DJ uniques in my customer database. Try to sound a little bit different than anybody else. Try to be unique in your own way without using DJ unique. Same with your logo, same with your marketing. I think I was showing you before we got on, this business card style USB that I just got today, that is double-sided, double printed here, 4-color.
That is very cool.
It can fold out like this to a USB card, and they can put it in their computer, and it's a 16 gig, and I can put all my video demos on here. And you choose, for something like this, it runs about $6 each. Again, you can put whatever image you want. This is not stock on their website or anything. This could say the Hilton Hotel. I uploaded the image and the text on there, and then my logo on the other side. And I'll put my video demos on there, and I'll hand those out, not to brides or anything like that, but to booking agents or wedding planners, people that would use me multiple times a year, or like schools. Somebody that's a high-end client, somebody that's going to book you for a nice big event. Also my portfolios. that I have here as well, for Elegant Entertainment. And you open it up, it has pictures of some of your events, and you have a place where I can put a slot right down here where I can put this USB card if I want, and a business card on the other side right here. And closes up. On the back side, I have just the website. But presentations like this, how you appear to somebody for the first time in your marketing materials, because again, they're going to make a judgment on you. It doesn't matter how good of a DJ you are. If you don't have this sales presentation or the right tools, imagine if I just walked up to somebody with just, a black and white flyer, but I could rock it as a DJ.
Exactly.
They wouldn't really put that together right away. They would say, look at this. They would make fun of me as I left the room.
Oh, exactly.
And they would never consider me.
Real quick. Okay, so you just kind of broke the internet with that. People are wanting to know where you got the USB card and that folio.
Oh, you know what? I'll have to remember where I got the portfolio. I know it was out of Northern California.
Okay.
I had these printed quite a while ago, but I had so many done that I still have some left. These I just got today. This was from FlashBay, and I believe it's flashbay.com. Should be right here in front of me, but I think it is flashbay.com. This is called the Wafer Wallet USB card.
That is awesome.
You can hear it here.
Now,
when
the bride puts that in, does an app pop up, or is it just a collection of photos and videos? How do you have that up? And if you give it to a coordinator, do you try to customize it with work you've done with that coordinator or that vendor?
Exactly. You can have them pre-put anything you want on here. It's additional charge of like 35 cents each one. Mm-hmm. But the way I like to do it is I don't know exactly who I'm going to be handing these to. Before I leave my job or my business or wherever I'm at to go meet people, I'm going to kind of have a good idea who I'm going to bump into that day. So I will have different folders on my desktop of videos and pictures of what I want to promote to different people. And then I will dump that whole folder onto 10 of these, let's say, before I head out of the office. And I'll know that those people, they're going to get exactly what I wanted them to get. And everything would pertain to their industry or, why they would hire me.
So, I mean, have you had a chance to test the market out with that? What has been your overall success with those, if you had a chance to test the market out with them?
Well, I've done it prior with DVDs, and it works great. But I wanted to get away with DVDs because who's using DVDs anymore? I don't even send my wedding videos out on DVDs anymore.
Apple kind of killed the DVD market. So
yeah,
it's funny because every time that they say they're going to kill something, they shouldn't kill it. It's too early. No, it's not too early. The DVDs are dead. So, and then real quick on your folio, somebody actually just sent me a private message. When you opened it up, it looked like you printed directly onto the folio itself, or was there paper in there?
No, this is all part of the actual folder. These are printed on there.
That's cool. That is very cool. So even if they lose everything that's in there, the folder
even my logo
is still there.
all the way down the middle. Yeah, you see the E for elegant.
Yeah, that's clever, Greg. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's talk about real quick, because we get a lot of guys that are also club DJs, or they work for other people. A lot of them don't know what a press kit is. So can we touch a little bit more based on what the press kit is and why they need one?
It's kind of like if you were to pull up a website that was just, let's just say individually a website for you as a DJ, and you were to have one long page and you could just scroll down and it's all the info of just you and what your history is, what your experience is, anything you wanted to say, like what you like to do in your off time, or what do you like to do, what most about DJing do you like to do, what do you enjoy most about it, what got you into it. It can include anything that you think pertains or is interesting to who you're trying to market your services to. So it could talk about your years of experience, or if you don't have years of experience, you could talk to people why they should hire you and what you specialize in, what you bring to the table every time you come to a party. And then pictures. It's like a website, but it's printed form or JPEG form, and it can be 1 to 4 pages long. and it could be double-sided. If you were to print it, it could be double-sided. It could be 4 pages, however you'd like it. But usually people distribute these in PDF file, in PDF forms.
Yeah.
So those people, their press kit in a PDF, and it could be still, again, 1, 2, 3, or 4 pages, but it'll include text and images, and of course, all your contact information as well. So it's like a sales tool to market yourself and have people understand who you are. It's like a bio page.
Awesome. And again, all of us, we always try to go paperless and paperless. At least in my experience, it feels like in the world that's gone paperless, sometimes when you give people an actual, paper or a PDF file versus just a website. When I say paperless, I mean completely, not even files are sent anymore. But I've had really good luck sending people actual PDF files or giving people something on a USB or something on a, a folder like you had. What would you say has been your best success route? Has it been the PDF route? Has it been physical paper or a USB?
I would probably say PDF for certain things. When you want to impress somebody right away, you want to have something ready to give them and show them that you are a professional and you have stuff ready to go and fire off to them at any given time, because they will ask you certain things like, do you have insurance? Well, you have to kind of send them, as for mobile DJs, not club, a certificate of liability insurance. So you should probably have that already scanned into your computer and ready to send off as an attachment.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like, hey, do you have a bio page, or do you have any kind of press kit? Boom, it's already done. Here it is as an attachment. Then in person, sure, the PDFs that you could print out, that would be fine and great, and you'd want to include it. You wouldn't want to necessarily hand it to them. Here's one page. Here's my thing. Maybe put it into a binder profile like this, portfolio, and put a couple things in there, and then pictures of you or whatever you'd like in there at your events, depending upon what kind of DJ you are, what kind of company you are, what you specialize in, and what you're really trying to get across to whomever you're going to be handing these out to, whether it's a wedding. If you only do weddings, then show all weddings. But if you do corporate events and things like that, then put a mixture of both.
Yeah.
So then again, I'm excited. I just got these today.
They look good.
I'm excited about them. I know the USBs work because I've handed stuff out on USB after I ran out of all the DVDs. I didn't want to print more. So I've had some compact flash done before, like the little smaller ones that just my information on it and all that. It does better than DVD actually. But then something like this, I think, is just probably going to be something they don't throw away right away.
No, absolutely. And DJs, a lot of you guys I know are loving the PDF thing. One of the great things about a press kit is that while everybody else keeps pushing, the whole MC, lighting, while all that's important, the bride or, whoever it is came to you because they want a DJ. So you don't want to pull away from that. And one of the ways that I could personally see it really working well is, especially now that, iPhone has the AirDrop, Android has their own version of Bump. You could literally tell a bride, hey, pull your phone out, and you could just send that PDF to them right then and there. So if they even wind up losing that little bag at a bridal show, they still have your information right there as a text message, and you have his or her contact info that you can send them that PDF. So yeah, the press kits are absolutely awesome for that. And guys, it's not just about being a DJ, but a press kit can help you with quite a bit. Whether you're wanting to show your AV services or you want to do rentals for schools or whatever it is, a press kit can help in some way, shape, or form. Greg, what would be your next tip? Do you have how many tips did you have? Did you have 3 or 4? I completely forgot to ask you that before the show started.
Well, yeah. The biggest tips is marketing. I think with your name, obviously you want to pick a good company name or DJ name.
Yeah.
Your logo, and keep it simple. And again, I hate using the word over and over again, but unique to yourself. Nothing too fancy or too busy. The most successful logos out there are some of the most simple designs, like the Nike swoosh.
Yeah. Or the Federal
McDonald's,
Express
the
green
now,
block.
Yeah.
Well,
Target is Target. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they have millions of dollars of marketing behind them, but the premise is they didn't get too crazy either with their logos, and they know for a reason.
Exactly.
These logos don't get remembered.
And I didn't mean to say Federal Express. I meant to say HR Block with their green block or whatever. The fact that somebody paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for a green block is just mind-blowing. A couple of questions that real quick have come in. One of them actually was kind of based on a joke that somebody made about how DJs overuse drops. You'll see them where they just have like a drop every couple of seconds and then that wah, 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 the air horn. And then some DJs, I hear a lot of mixes on Mixcloud, and you only hear a drop at the beginning and at the end, but most people don't listen to Mixcloud all the way through. So what would you recommend as a good ratio of not just how many times to put your, watermark, your drop in the middle of a mix, let's say a 1 hour mix, but how many different kinds of drops? Do you just stick with the, one voice, or do you stick with the one multiple voices, or do you have the one voice saying different things? What would you say is a really good recipe and the best way to maximize the use of drops?
It's a real good question. So at live events, I would use it far less because you can always say who you are on the microphone as well. But when you're at an event, it shouldn't be all about you. If you're hired by somebody else, it should be all about their special day, not making it your marketing day for everybody to know, hey, all eyes on me.
No kidding.
So I would use it sparingly at live events. In mixes, like when I was on the radio, I would do probably in a 25, 30-minute mix, probably 2 or 3. So you spread them out. And it depending upon, like I used to have artists say my name. So if I was going to play the actual artist, I would use that artist drop saying my name, like 50 Cent or Beyonce or something like that. But as far as using different voices, yes, I would mix up different voices. Because if you use the same voice over and over again, you're going to sound one-dimensional anyways. Yes, I understand that most events, you see a different audience. But if you're going to plan on using it throughout the night, give them some diversity. Give them a little bit of different sounds, because you're going to play different songs. Unless you're playing one type of format of music all night long, and that's what you really want, is to play one voice and go ahead. I wouldn't suggest it, but I'd keep your voices diversified, spread it out. Use a female voice, use a male voice, use different types of male and female voices.
Okay. Awesome. And then somebody asked real quick, I'm just kind of going through all the questions here. Let's talk about websites for a second. some people like using Wix. I'm not a fan of it because it looks generic personally. Some people talked about WordPress. And then obviously, the old adage, you can't expect a bride to not do the wedding herself and hire a professional if we as professionals are trying to do everything ourselves. So, obviously your company also creates websites and all that with your DJ sites. What are the advantages of hiring somebody as opposed to trying to do everything yourself, other than the obvious, I don't know how to do any coding?
Well, some of the advantages is the time, but also the professionalism of it all. Now, there's a lot of people out there that can cut costs and use templates, and then you're going to have something that looks a lot like a lot of other people out there. The whole nowadays with indexing, I don't know most people with the way Google has taken over. I don't know most people that can keep up with or even understand how Google functions with indexing, and that's a major source to get your name out there. If people just want something thrown up there, like, I don't care about showing up on first page or whatever, I just need a website to show and throw people to, then I can see you keeping it costs at a minimum. And I wouldn't suggest doing it yourself, because then, again, it comes down to your marketing materials. How do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to bring $10,000 worth of gear on the back of a bicycle, to an event? I wouldn't. It's all how people see you. Again, it goes back to the impression. And that's one of the first things they see is your website or your business card, your logo, or they hear your mix, and they hear your DJ drops over the mix. Guess what? If that DJ drop over that mix is irritating as hell to them, they're going to forget you pretty fast. Yeah. Like, I'm hiring him or her. And it could be the same thing with a website. You'd be like, oh, look at this archaic looking thing. And it's shuffling along here barely, and it's still drawing the pages as I scroll down. You got to, and with the open source things like that out there, like Wix and stuff, it's it's kind of scary.
No, absolutely. Well, and it really comes down to the time that we waste. And I say we collectively as DJs, because I'm guilty of designing my own website, but I have experience with web design. But those that don't, the time that they spend trying to learn it, they could have spent making money.
Yes.
So, awesome. Well, here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and draw out the winner. I'm going to real quick, just for those of you guys tuning in again, I'm here with Greg of Your DJ Drops, Your DJ Sites, Your DJ Logo. He is the branding man. We're going to just play a quick ad, show you a little bit of what he does. What we're doing is, for those of you guys that were not here at the last show, I want to make this as unbiased as possible. So I just exported all the list of everybody that's signed up to this point, and I sent it to Greg. We're going to take that list and put it on random.org/list. You can check that website out for yourself. So he's going to literally copy and paste, and we're going to hit enter, and it's going to give us the names. So DJs, do me a favor. At this point, don't type anything else on the chat. You can either type a question, because after this we'll do a quick Q&A with Greg, and please type in your name. So just your name, and if you have a question, put in your question. That way, if we're sending, it'll kind of help us sort through these names a heck of a lot faster, because I'm sure some people aren't here or whatnot. So last night, Greg, we went through about 3 or 4 names before we finally had somebody that was on, but that's how it is. So let's real quick tune in into the ad, and we'll be right back, guys.
Across the planet, they trust in us. From the rising cities of Asia to the shores of the Persian Gulf, in the capitals of Europe, Australia to the Americas. Every day, the best mixers on earth turn to YourDJDrops.com. Thank you, DJs of the world, for making us your first choice for audio and video production.
We're going live now. All right, so we are getting the list of names. Greg, could you do me a favor, just while we get this all settled in, can you let everybody know what the winner gets? Because they actually get a pretty damn cool prize.
They get what my most popular package with Eric Edwards, the voiceover talent. He was the voice of Z100 for many, many years. He's the guy who goes, "Damn, son, where'd you get this?" Or "Where'd you find this?" I think is what he's known for. But yeah, it's $150 worth of drops. It's 6 packages. It's all 6 power packs. So probably 30 drops with their name in it. Him reading all the scripts and name.
That's awesome. So what we're going to do is, let me open up the timer here. I'm going to give 2 minutes on my time, which is 1.5 minutes for the person who won to quickly reply on the chat. So everybody else, don't say anything yet, please, because we're going to try to make this as easy as possible. Greg, the name should be popping up on your phone. So whenever you're ready, if you would like to announce the winner.
It would be Tim King.
Tim, if you are here, please reply in the chat right now, Tim. He's from the UK. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning there. Awkward. Real quick, while we wait for Tim, let's go ahead and go to the first question that we have. Greg, what are some of the most overused phrases that you see DJs request in drops that they maybe should avoid?
your girlfriend's favorite DJ would be one that's that's a big one. Believe it or not, a lot of people still that damn son, where'd you find this? That is used a lot. A lot of people, if they don't use it in our pre-written one, they write it in themselves and they create their own drop. We're never going to get away from you're listening to DJ blank blank live in the mix, because that seems to be, I mean, if you could copyright that and get away with that, that'd be brilliant. But it's so generic and so overly used.
Yeah.
But I don't see any way of getting around that, because that is the number one choice of script for everybody. At least to have one of those, you know, either you're listening to or just DJ name live in the mix, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, can you do that in a Homer voice, though?
DJ sometime live in the mix. All right, no, whatever.
Oh, man, you're going to break the internet with that one. All right, Tim King. Somebody said your baby mama's DJ. Wow. Tim, you have about 30 seconds. Tim, are you there? I don't even see him in the chat anywhere. So, if not, Greg, you should have the next name popping up shortly. We got 15 seconds.
All right.
Wow, DJ.
Gabriel Fort.
Gabriel, you have exactly, well, 2 minutes, a minute and a half, whatever it is. So let me write this in. Gabriel Alfort. Where are you at? Let's go to the next question then while we wait for Gabriel. So a lot of DJs, actually, you know what, I'm going to go to this question first. Are sound effects effective with DJ drops, or is it better that they just play them flat while they're mixing?
Right. Yeah, sometimes sound effects, I mean, I think the air horn is really overused now and played out. But sound effects can definitely, because if your mixes are really, really tight, a lot of the times a listener will kind of zone out. And if you have a breakup of the sound all of a sudden by a sound effect coming, boom, smacks you in the face.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay attention. You're gonna take notice. So sound effects can definitely help re-engage the listener. And at what better time than to mention your name?
Any particular sound effect that, you know, you have seen that does work well for that?
Well, it's a lot of, most of the time I like to use white noise stuff or static or scratch sounds, things like that wouldn't interrupt with the flow or the beat.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get something that's too hard and beat sounding or metal sounding or anything like that has a thumb, like a big thud to it, it could, if it lands off beat, it would sound weird.
Yeah, especially
I
during...
like, there's a lot of stuff that would not conflict with that.
No, absolutely, especially during a wedding. Bride's like, who the hell?
Yeah, or yeah, anywhere really. It sounds obnoxious.
So I don't think Gabriel is here. So let's go to the next name here. If you can read that for us, sir.
Hello, Mr. Danny Machado. Danny Machado.
Danny Machado. Danny, where are you at?
Cool sounding name.
It is. It sounds like a powerful name.
Yes, it does.
If not, you should have the next one ready, but we'll wait for a second. Danny Machado. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so here's a pretty good one. Back in the days of mixtapes, you would get DJs that are like, check out my MySpace, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm even here on Mixcloud, and it's just a huge check out my Facebook, Instagram. They put Mixcloud even though you're listening to their Mixcloud. Do you think that that's an effective use of drop time to actually put out a long social media URL? Like, do people actually sit there and write that down or even visit somebody because they heard that on a drop?
Well, that goes back to like the old adage of, do you give out long web addresses or do you give out hard phone numbers on radio commercials? Because are people actually going to really, while they're driving in the car, memorize it or write it down or anything like that? That's why when you do hear a phone number, they usually repeat it like 5 or 6 times in a radio commercial. If you're only going to say it once, it's useless.
Yeah.
And especially if it's not easy, I would stay away from that. Stay away from your most recognizable and easy to remember statements, whether it's your DJ name. If you have an easy website, easy to recite and remember, then yeah, sure, use it. When you start getting into Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that, you're using extended URLs.
Yeah.
And that starts to become, no way, nobody's going to pay attention and write that down. So it's kind of a waste.
Okay, absolutely right. And I guess that also kind of applies, to the DJs that may have numbers in their name instead of letters, because I guess that's a little bit difficult. I found that out with 4 Schools Only. I tell people, it's like 4schoolsonly.com, but use the number 4, but don't actually type the number 4. I mean the literal digit 4. That would not make a very good drop.
Yep.
Right.
I had a guy that kept emailing me that thought that your DJ drops. He's like, how come your site's never coming up? You have the wrong website. And I finally just called the guy on the phone. I go, what are you typing into the URL? And he's like, your DJ drops. You are DJ drops.
No, it's poorly. Oh, God. People.
So, yeah, you just got to make everything dummy-proof, I guess, because there's a lot of people out there that if you make it too complicated, what's that whole KISS thing? Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, I know a couple names are coming up. I've already seen people type, so we should be hitting somebody really soon. Let's go ahead and read the next name, please, sir.
All right. David O'Brien. Come on down. Is it O'Brien or O'Brien? O'Brien?
Well, the way I wrote it, it definitely says O'Brien, but I'm guessing it's O'Brien.
Okay. Or O'Brien?
O'Brien.
O'Brien? It's probably O'Brien.
Right, David O'Brien. I'm guessing there we go, O'Brien. Let's go to the next question. So, obviously, you do a lot of destination stuff being in Vegas. You don't have a lot of end users that live there, per se. Mm-hmm. Is there a website that you get hooked up with for destination weddings, for both selling your services and working with other companies? Or how do you get a lot of these destination weddings?
A lot of it is really making contact with the people that are like wedding planners and venues here. The people that, because whenever I do a bridal show, and I swear this is why I stopped doing bridal shows, is 90% of the time when first questions I ask a bride or groom or when they walk by is, hey, congratulations, when's your date and where are you getting married? They'll tell me the date and they'll tell me where they're getting married. Mm-hmm. So it shocks me beyond belief that there's all these venues that are there, because literally 9 out of 10 of those brides tell me their date and where they're getting married. So all these venues are really just there to go after 10% of the people that don't have a venue yet. So if they have their venue already selected, a lot of times they do have a wedding planner selected. Maybe once I've seen a wedding planner at a bridal show have a booth, at least at the Vegas ones.
Oh, wow.
There's no wedding planners doing the bridal shows. So your greatest sources here in Vegas would be to get in with the people that, let's say if you were to Google wedding planner Las Vegas or wedding venues Las Vegas, because you'd have to act like you're a tourist or you're getting married in Vegas from another state or out of the country. Mm-hmm. And that's what they would Google. That'd be the most common searches that they would go under. And that's who they usually hire first. And then from there, they get referred from the venue or the wedding planner.
Awesome. All right.
And hopefully you're on their list.
All right, real quick. Let's go ahead and go to the next name. He better be here. He's always here for every live stream.
Is it Brandon Havrila?
I have no idea how to pronounce his last name. Brandon Havrila.
Havrila?
Brandon Havrila. All right. Let's we'll kind of do easy questions, give or take. What would you say is the one big difference between marketing to a bride versus marketing to the wedding planner? Like, what's the big thing that you've done that really gets the planner's attention that may not always get the bride's attention?
Brides are usually, you're trying to sell them their dream. Mm-hmm. And with wedding planners, they do it week in, week out like we do. So you're trying to sell them your reliability, your professionalism. It's a different set of calmness that they need to know and have about you, knowing that you're going to be trustworthy, you're going to show up, you're going to do exactly what the bride and groom are going to say. You're flexible. You're not a high maintenance person yourself. Things that a bride would probably not think of, and things that, because the bride is probably going to be high maintenance herself. So that's definitely the difference, is because the bride is going to, you want to sell her on making the day and don't talk about, to either one, you would not really talk about the equipment you're going to bring, because one will probably ever care or know the difference. So you're going to talk to the bride about how you will get the guests involved with the day and how everything will flow smoothly from one event or festivity to another seamlessly under your direction and guidance.
Absolutely. All right, real quick, let's go to the next name.
Mike Riley.
And I'm giving you exactly about, there we go. I'm typing the names as you announce them. So.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Mr. Mike Riley.
Mike Riley. If you're there, answer. All right, and we're going to...
Mickety, Mike.
So, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to basically give it about maybe 45 seconds. We're going to speed it up a little bit, and hopefully we don't accidentally call two people that are here at the same time. But, Mike, it just says Mike Riley. If it's Mike O'Reilly, please let me know your email, and I can tell you if it's you or not. So,
And happy belated St. Patrick's Day.
Right, yeah, we got a lot of... I'm looking at this list. There's a lot of O's out here. Like, something O whichever. No O'Shaughnessy, though. All right, let's go to the next one. Let me... Mike going once, going twice, and next one. I just got to remember there's like a 30-second delay on Google. All right, here we go. Let's read the next name. I just texted that one over to you, Greg.
All right. Chris Allison. Come on down.
Chris Allison. What? Oh, man. This one's, like, according to this, Chris is Los Angeles. Good. This one's not from the UK. First couple, I think, were from the UK, so it makes it a little difficult because it's 3 a.m. over there.
Gotcha.
Chris Allison, are you there?
I'll be in LA next week doing a wedding.
How many weddings do you get out in LA?
6 to 8 a year, maybe.
Destination as well?
No, mostly live there.
Oh.
And it's funny. I get probably, and they're almost all referrals when they're in California. So I don't know. And they're not from wedding planners. They're from just people. So I probably get more referrals in California than I do in Las Vegas from non-industry people.
Oh, wow. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and real quick go to the next name. Here we go.
John J. John J.
Real quick, a couple people are asking me if we pull from everyone subscribed or the ones that actually log into the chat. Unfortunately, YouTube does not propagate those that have been on the chat. It is impossible for me to be able to get that and do a random where it's fair. You guys can blame YouTube on that. One day they'll actually get their crap together. So,
and basically pull from the people that have logged on during this broadcast?
Yeah, it won't let me do that because there are some people that are logged on. They just don't chat or whatever the case may be. I've had that happen before.
Sure.
So, it's Friday. Everyone who signed up. Today's not Friday, my man. Today is Tuesday. So, somebody, John J. Jingleheimer Schmitz.
Nice.
Right. No Twitch. Unfortunately, that is not good for advertisers. Not great for gaming. Terrible for the DJ industry. Let's see. Somebody's actually asking. We'll save this for the next question, real quick. Let's go into the next name. John J. Going once, twice, and the next name is. I just sent it over to you.
Michael Grimes.
Michael Grimes, if you are there, let us know. Actually, you know what? Okay, I do know that I saw somebody writing here in the next couple of names. So at least in the 2 or 3 names, I know we definitely have a winner, but I just don't know who all is logged in. Again, YouTube's really bad with the chat part on it. Really bad. Soon enough, maybe I'll just write a script to pull it on. So somebody actually asked, where is it? Hold on one second. I just had it on here. Oh, as far as your meetings, do you wind up doing a lot of them then via over Skype or FaceTime? How do you wind up doing your meetings and really building rapport with the client, especially since they are a destination wedding?
Mostly, well, because I have an office with a warehouse and showroom, so and that's by appointment only. So I meet quite a few wedding planners there, and some brides and grooms that are local,
Yeah.
or some that are from California, and they come up and they do a weekend here because they want to finalize some things with a florist or a tuxedo shop or something else, and then they meet their other people that they've already hired, like the DJ and the photographer or something like that. So I'll meet them at the warehouse or a coffee shop or at the venue. But with people out of the country and out of the States, sometimes we do Skype, or I've done WhatsApp, and of course emails, and
Of
then
course.
phone calls.
Real quick, read the name on there that just popped up.
Dominic Moser.
Dominic. Somebody's like, can we everyone here could just split the drops. Everyone gets. Oh man. Unfortunately, not everybody can make the right streams on there, or make their live stream at the same time. So somebody's asking, what should they avoid putting on their website? What's the one thing they should really avoid that maybe is overused and they may have not thought about, besides the dancing baby?
I would not use YouTube links.
Really?
Yeah, because because the last time I even checked with YouTube, unless it's embedded into your website, if you click, okay, let's just say if once the video ends on your website, you're going to have, sometimes it will automatically go into another person's video. Or if not, at the very end, all these other videos will show up that are not maybe necessarily your videos. It could be even a competitor. And then all of a sudden, that person's viewing a competitor's video because you used YouTube.
Absolutely.
Because YouTube works off of such a suggestion-based directive. And so, sometimes people click onto the YouTube page from that video.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're out of your site then. I would use Vimeo over.
Oh, I love Vimeo. And it loads much better than YouTube. YouTube always buffers, too.
Yeah, and Vimeo's more for professionals anyways. So
Yep.
it's definitely something DJ should be using.
Next.
Okay, next name?
Yes.
Jericho Headblom.
All right. Jericho Headblom. Real quick, DJ Mixologist, we do not have the time or capability to pop your website up to tell you if you have too much stuff on your website. But if you have to ask, that means that you probably feel there's too much stuff on your website. And if you feel there's too much stuff on your website, then there's definitely too much stuff on your website. That's my opinion anyways.
And if you automatically have video rolling when the person calls up your website, that could really deter people from staying on your site because how long it takes to load. It should be videos, if they're embedded, should be only engaged if the customer or the person scrolling your website wants to play the video.
Exactly. All right, we're going to call the next name real quick. Jericho, going once, going twice. All right. These two people, I know one of them because I just saw both names on here. So, my goodness. Here we go. Ready? Next name.
Thor Dufresne or Thor Dufresne?
Thor and your mighty hammer.
Is he from? That looks like a German name.
Well, I'm definitely not close. David asked where to go to get a good website going for DJs. Well, I can answer this one. YourDJSites.com. Would you happen to agree with that, Greg?
We can do it, but I mean, it doesn't have to be us. I'm not like that kind of a person. Not everything has to be directed to me. But if they want to look locally, I would ask to see samples of other similar style work, because you definitely don't want to hire somebody that just specializes in real estate or a CPA website. And it's good if they can do that, but you'd want to see something that they could do along the lines of yours, because we are a different beast by all means.
No, absolutely. And then, oh my goodness, somebody had just said something, and then you said it, and I thought of something, and I forgot what it was. Oh no, here it is. Real quick, on a 30-second commercial, right? You're meeting, let's say, a wedding planner for the first time, Greg. In 30 seconds, what do you tell them about your business?
Well, I'd say the years of experience, how dedicated you are to your craft, and how dedicated you are to pleasing the client. Those are really what is so important to anybody that's going to hire you. They want to know that you are committed, you're passionate about what you do, and that you aren't just in it for the buck. You're not just like a guy that, hey, I like music, so I'm going to pick up some turntables and I'm going to rock the party, and you're going to listen. And so definitely convey your passion, be professional, and again, it comes down to your marketing materials. If you show somebody from the very beginning that from your business card to your website to your logo to your press kit, everything is done. It doesn't have to be done perfect, but I mean, nicely done, professional look to it. That will go a long way in them entrusting you. And then it's all on you to deliver. And of course, hopefully you do care about what you do, and you do follow up and do care about the bride or the groom or your client having a good time, and you're committed to that.
Oh, absolutely. Greg, I definitely appreciate you showing up. A lot of people are saying lots of great nuggets on this show. So again, just guys, to go over the websites, YourDJDrops.com, YourDJSites.com, and then we have YourDJ Logo or Logos.com. Logo.com. Awesome. And then, guys, definitely check out Your DJ Drops. He has some incredible content. And unlike other websites where you're, paying almost next to nothing to have an amateur do it, these are professionals. They do have some amazing voiceover experience. I know you said you have the guy or the girl that does the BET over in the UK, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the gentleman.
Sports Radio.
Say that again?
If you ever hear you're listening to NBC Sports Radio, he's on our website as well, so he's the voice of them. And then I also do the Party Bangers remixes.
Oh, that's right. Tell us about Party Bangers, because I love Party Bangers.
I started that about 2006, and I've been doing those remixes. I don't have as much time to do individual remixes, so I've just been doing mega mixes lately for the last couple years. But I've done close to 1,000 remixes under the Party Bangers name for the last 10, 11 years. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's basically taken a lot. I used to because I'm an open format DJ, so I liked taking songs that you'd play in an open format that could be anywhere from Motown to Top 40 today to dance to rock, that you need an intro and outro for, and you maybe want to hype up a little bit, or maybe you just want to twist it a little bit, give it a little bit of unique sound.
Absolutely.
Repack.
So for somebody that dropped off there, I have my favorite remix from Party Bangers is Bruno Mars' Treasure. That by far, oh man, the crowd loves that. I always get the DJ, where'd you get this from? And it's great because it's not the same overused style that everybody else does. It has a great hype, but not overly done. And it's awesome. Guys, if you haven't checked out Party Bangers, it's, let's see, HTTP. I have to put that on YouTube for God knows what reason, because it doesn't recognize links automatically. PARTY, and then BANGAZ.com, correct?
Well, Party Bangers would be where we post most of our mixes is at bangers.net or thesourceformusic.com.
Okay. So let's see. We have
bangers.net or thesourceformusic.com.
All right, fantastic. And then, guys, if you have any questions about his product or whatnot, please make sure to check out his website. He is the branding guy for sure. And you said thesourceformusic.com?
Thesourceformusic.com.
All right, those of you that are still tuned in, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about new tips for school dances, stuff that I may have not discussed about. We're also going to talk about the proper road case for your gear, and that's going to be sponsored by Master School Dances and Marathon. We're going to be giving away 2 prizes at that one, so make sure you tune in. Same bad time, same bad channel. Greg, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great night.
Thank you, Arnaldo.
Thank you, sir. Give me 1 second. Let's do the outro.